about that. Hey man, I've been following your post for a while and saw you help set up rosters for success, and I think proper valuation. My fleets are solid for my group. I have 1-4 executors, very close to 5 stars, but I still need a few more shards for TIE Bomber. But once I get those, I'll have 5 stars. I'm always number 3 for rewards. Okay. CT1, 6 of 7. CT2, 4 of 7. CT3, 0 of 7. My goals are kind of unknown. I want to be good at the game. I have all GLA characters at almost 7 stars, but also my favorite characters are from the prequels, like Jar Jar. Yeah. Some more info. I'm getting GLA geared up right now only because my guild I was in wasn't great, but my roster is all over the place, and I just need to get some direction on top of the fact that I have no Kairos post-raid just to make my team more competitive in the long run in both TW and GAC. Do I go for gas? I have all the characters and ships at 7 stars, but just need to gear them up. Who's also good for Hard Conquest? I heard. Do I start? Oh, maybe Supreme Leader. I'm close to, do I build up my CLS team while building to JMLS? Do I go for profundity? I have the ship at almost 6 stars, but no characters. Do I rip Starkiller up some relics? I am so lost. All right, let's see what we got here. Shout out to Fairly Odd Parents. 4 million. Okay. I see some of these accounts and the info people send me, and I go, oh, they're going to be a high level account. This is going to be super easy. And then I click on them and go, oh, no, not at all. Okay, Star Killer and Squad Arena. This is pretty early. If Squad Arena, Star Killer is getting to 64. Executor, current rank 3. All right, let's see what we got. Admiral Piet. So he has Rey already. Does he have Kylo? Does not have Kylo yet, but does have Rey. He's building up. Let's see, places. Forest. Rebel. Ground. Military. Inquiz. Secrets and Shadows. I'm assuming this guy bought the Lightspeed bundle because I hate Rey as a first GL, but it's fine. Sith. Okay, I mean, you can do CT1 with that, but they're not great. Let's see. Night Sisters. Definitely not doing Night Sisters. Unless he has Phoenix. Let's see, Phoenix. Oh, well, I've heard they can do CT1, maybe. I suppose CT1 is semi-possible there. Inquisitarius. Okay, so Inquisitarius is definitely an X. Military might. How are we doing here with those rebels? Okay, so we have CLS, we have Han, Raid Han still. It sucks for people in the new raids that they can't get them this so passively. We have Chewbacca, we have C-3PO. Where is Chewpio? Oh, we do have Chewpio. So we can definitely do CT1 there. Imperial Troopers. So we have Piet, we have Veers, Stark. We have Range Snow and Gideon, which is actually nice for that budget look if you want to go for that. Rebel CT1 maybe. Bounty Hunter. I mean, he loves his bounty hunters. I'm going to give that the CT2 then. And let's see, Jedi. Where are we at? Okay. So that's the CT1. And we have 0 right now, right? 0 CT3. Let's see. Kylo Ren, we're very close. We'll check on Finalizer in a minute. Obviously, Rey, Jedi Master Luke, Sith Eternal Empire, Vader. We have Starkiller. He definitely bought that bundle. Executor, Profundity. Profundity is decently close. Alright, let's check on some of the smaller things for this guy. Galactic Republic. Not super great. That's going to take a while. Old Republic. So we have Revan. Darth Revan will be fairly close to. Any other ones that I want to look at now? No, I think I have an idea of where to go with this. Okay, so first of all, everybody's low on Kairos. They're the one material that sucks for literally everybody. I've got an 11.2 or 11.3 million account, and I'm constantly hurting for Kairos. I mean, I have like 1,000 of each right now just because there's nothing for me in the short term that I really want, and that comes down to the ROI of things. But the second that Bane comes out and the second that Bo-Katan comes back for the third time, you know, that's gonna be completely gone. And I'll have to spend the next 5 months getting them. The nice thing is that based on what we're seeing, you know, the CT1s are probably the most important thing for return on investment for an account, and there are a few that I think are iffy, but if you're telling me that your CT1 on 6 to 7 of them, the one that it doesn't make sense to go up on, let me just check those Tuscans real quick just in case. The one that doesn't really make sense to go on just from an ROI perspective is Inquisitors, because they're so Kyrotech heavy that it's going to take you years to recoup that investment. Like literally, I haven't done the math, but you're talking like 5-6 years. So the only time you really want to do that is when you're using them. Yeah, so that's nothing. When you're using them outside of assault battles, which is the same reason why I don't really suggest people go for the Night Sisters assault battle until, you know, they're ready to really commit to Marin and ready to commit to a Night Sisters team. So in terms of building more ROI on Kyrotech, you know, we're kind of maxed out, and those will passively happen over time as you're farming. So we have Executor, where it's saying it's at 4 stars right now. I'm a big proponent of holding some horde of crystals in the back burner and reassessing whether or not you should spend those crystals every month. I tend to get the GL ship very early on, usually the first or second month, and it usually takes me like 4 or 5 months to actually bring them to 7 stars. Not because I don't have the crystals, but because my fleet shard doesn't demand me to do it, because I'm more on top of it than everybody else. So what I would say is just kind of pay attention to your fleet shard. If you're hitting 3 very consistently right now, refreshing for an extra 50 really doesn't make sense, especially if you're not going to guarantee that first slot every month. You know, the next time Executor comes around, just check in with your fleet shard, see what they're doing. If everything looks kind of the same, then maybe do 1 refresh and call it a day. If you see that the next month you're finding it hard to climb, then, you know, bring it up to that next star level, up to that next star level, up to that next star level, in order to kind of save crystals. Normally people in your account status, I would say go for Sith Eternal Empire, but because we have a CT1 on pretty much everything, I don't necessarily know if it's not a bad move, but I don't necessarily know if it's the smartest move. Definitely finish Rey. I would 100% be going for Kylo just because you're so early in the game, and what I kind of tell people, especially at this point in the game, is that no GL is a bad GL, right? Okay, so we're doing that already. No GL is a bad GL. SLKR will help you. It'll get you a CT3 on Places of Power. You'll have to do it every single month because it can only be a 1-star, but it'll get it for you. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour to do. I hate doing it, but you can do it pretty much on auto, you know, to set things up while you walk away from the screen, so it's not terrible. After Ray, obviously Executor is kind of in the background. It's something you should definitely constantly be thinking about and upgrading as needed. But after Ray is done, finish SLKR. I don't think that you need to refresh the finalizer event if you are doing it right now, just because you're going to take so much Kyrotech to do Kylo Ren, that having that extra time is not going to slow you down. After that, really need to have a checklist instead of being so scattered. Alright, Wampa, Hermit Yoda. Don't have Hermit Yoda yet. After that, I'd go for a Jedi Master Luke, and that means that I'd start using your Get 1 on Wampa and Hoda now, right? Bring them up to their 7 stars. I would probably bring Wampa up first, 1, because you already have him unlocked, but 2, because your Jedi are not super great yet, so Hoda won't benefit from a strong Jedi team, whereas Wampa with his Omicron is just going to be a powerhouse in Gek, literally all by herself, so that kind of gives you another thing that you have at your disposal. So again, Executor in the background, go Ray, go SLKR, go for JML, okay? That's going to do a couple things for you. Number 1, you're a 4 million account, so that's going to kind of be awesome for you for Conquest. Number 2, it's going to help you with your CLS squad, which is going to give you Military Might CT3, so it's going to knock that out of the way and give you some more relic materials. And number 3, you already have Revan, you will have Hoda by that point. That means you will be able to do Ground War at CT3 as well with Jedi Knight Luke. So you'll kind of knock out in that time 3 assault battles, which is really nice. And the Jedi faction is very, it's like block coding. I don't have the word for it right now, but you can kind of like take things and move things and create 2 or 3 teams over time for GAC and for TW. You know, I'm kind of thinking of it at my level, but I also have to remind myself that at 4 million GP, you're not in a 560 million guild, so you're going to be playing against people that have smaller rosters as well. At that point, I'd look into Profundity. And one of the reasons why is we're going to see a meta shift in the next 7 to 8 months. An Executor is going to be 3 years out at that point. It's already struggling against Leviathan, and I worry for a lot of the people that I work with that Executor is going to have a huge problem against that newer fleet if there's any whales that kind of pop up in your fleet later on. I don't think it'll necessarily be a problem, but just as in case, Profundity will only be 2 years out. So it'll be a good thing to have that in the background, kind of collecting shards and giving you more options. Yeah, we don't have that. More options for down in the future. I think that after Jedi Master Luke, I would normally say here to reassess, you know, because we're talking, say, 5-6 months down the line. So I definitely reassess after JML, but I think at that point, it's probably smartest. It's probably smartest to go for Jabba. Okay, you're gonna have some spillover with Jedi Knight Luke from Jedi Master Luke. That's gonna make that Jabba number a little bit easier. It's going to give you that CT3 in Rebel Roundup. Okay, they have an ROTE focus, Rise of the Empire. Smuggler's Run 2 is just an amazing ROI event. And he's good in GAC as well as Territory Wars. Why not Leia? Even though you have, I haven't looked at them, but just based off of what you said here, I saw something about Leia. So even though you have Leia being built up right now, by the time Leia gets there, Ender Escalation 3 is kind of a shit tier event. It's nice as like a freebie, but it's not nice in terms of something that you should just immediately work towards. And while she is good at the game, and while she is a strong GL, again, no GL is a bad GL. Additionally, Jabba kind of sets you up a little bit further to go for her in the future. Okay, so Executor in the background, Rey, Finisher, SLKR, JML. I would say kind of working on Profundity maybe towards the same time as JML, but giving priority to JML, so that means like any characters that you need to start like slow farming them at that point. Jabba as a hard maybe after that, and once again I say a hard maybe just because at that point you're going to want to reassess what the game looks like. In terms of gas, yes, I would say from now until Jabba, start kind of slowly working towards that. And what that kind of means is, when you've been pushing towards Rey for a long time and you need a break, bring like one or two of those characters up. Don't do it with any gear that you need in the moment. But if you find that you have tons of stun guns because you're waiting on Kyra Tech, then maybe bring, some of the characters, some of the Galactic Republic up. If you find that you have 100 extra energy, maybe shard farm, one of the characters that you're going to need for that journey. He is amazing. His team is amazing. It's definitely worth having. The gas team at your level, I think you're going to benefit from these projects just a little bit more. So don't ignore it, work on it, but slow farm it. With that said, let's see if we had any other questions. Post Rey, you want to be more competitive in the long run. All the characters and ships, yeah. The last thing to keep in mind is that this is, it's a marathon. So if you're coming from a place that was mostly casual for a long time and you're wanting to get more competitive now, you're not going to suddenly get more competitive in a month. It's going to take a while. I played very casually for about 2 years before I started to ramp up my playstyle, and I feel like maybe just in the last 6 months I was starting to feel more caught up to things and more comfortable with things and more like I'm on the top of things, and that came from being highly efficient and tracking things and paying attention to them and being focused on everything. So I would just say take it a day at a time, look at that stuff. The guild is the last thing I wanted to look at. Your guild, 320 million GP with where you're at is not terrible. That's pretty good. You're probably right around where you want to be. You'll probably want to be in this guild for a pretty decent amount of time. It's actually fairly nice that they accepted you, so bust your ass so you don't get kicked out. Looking at the average galactic power, you're a little over half, like 2/3 of it. So really kind of lock that down. That said, if you have any questions, I will message you on Discord, and we can follow up and chat further about anything that we have talked about here.